so much. While we can at this point excuse our commissioner to attend to some other state functions, we will continue with the program. I'd like to do more of our recognitions as we had our leaders joined us while the president and the commissioner were making their speeches. We had with us Professor Joe Esibu, MD, Chair, Falcon Limited. Let's put down together for props. No, sir. I told you the other time, I did get the second name of my prince, and here in Yoruba land, you must recognize the prince very well. Let's put down together for Prince Adebam Adebili. He is one of the past chairmen of LPG and the actually originator of this EKO gas scheme. Put down together for Prince. When you see Prince, you know. The crown is closer. Thank you, Prince. We have with us also Felix Sekundayo. He's the president of the Nigeria LPG Gas Association. Let's put that together for Felix. Thank you. We also have his vice with him, Mr. Femi Faneki. Put that together for Mr. Femi. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot but recognize the presence of my father, my leader, and our leader here at LCCI, Dr. Aderemi Alo. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. At your age, I want to be younger like you. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you, sir. All right, we will have the presentation by the chairperson. Just before we do that, I'm told we have a man from the NNPC here. We have Mr. Adedapo Shegun, Executive Vice President, NNPC. Thank you. Right? We will need to listen to our host, Mr. Godwin Okodo. Let's do that together for the chair of LPG. I want to talk about LPG briefly. LPG is not just cooking gas, and the board of LPG gas association says that LPG is a versatile fuel and has several applications, up to 1,000 applications of LPG. I also like to talk about LPG. We all know what's going on. It's not just about Naira and Cocoa. There's so much about LPG and its development, its impact in sustainable development goals. And I'd like to point to the 7 goals LPG impacts. Out of the 17 sustainable development goals, LPG impacts 7 of the goals, and I will just briefly talk about it. The first one is goal 3, and it's good health, well-being of people. Number 5, goal 5 says gender equality. Goal 7, affordable energy. Goal 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Goal 11, sustainable communities and cities. And lastly, but not the least, goal 13, climate action. Thank you. So it's not just about Naira Kobo, there's a lot we can do with LPG. And I would like us to leave with one question. What do you want to be remembered for? I want us to take these 3 points: accountability, We want to be remembered for accountability. We're giving resources to make things happen, especially social intervention like projects like EKO. We want to be remembered for accountability. The other one is saving lives. The Clean Cooking Alliance, an NGO that has networks of funders of clean cooking, estimates that 68,000 persons died annually from solitude, charcoal, firewood. By supporting the EKO project, you are saving lives. Right? By saving the EKO project, you are saving. So it's really important. And thirdly, I want you to be remembered for being part of the new way of doing things. Today we're going to Shivu, I don't know if you recall, yes, Shivu. Shivu's going to teach us about how M&E can be done differently. We can use digital technology to have efficient and excellent labor. We're going to learn from that. I want the collaboration, I want to support, to join hands, to take the gas scheme to the next level. We'll be able to use digital technology to measure and evaluate the impact of it. I'll go straight quickly to the presentation. And before I do that, a bit of history. In 2013, the LPG group of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, through the inspirational, indefatigable Prince Adebaba Adewale, vetted the idea to give more than 20,000 cylinders to Lagosians so that they can have better lives, cleaner fuel for cooking. And we did that in collaboration with the Lagos State Government through then Commissioner of Energy and Mineral Resources, the late Taufik Tijani, God bless his soul. And we moved in the year 2013, the consumption of the annual consumption of LPG was about 200,000 metric tons per annum. By 2015, we had reached 450. We did not measure the impact of the 20,000 plus cylinders, but we are sure that the impact was felt. This time around, we've gone ahead in the EKO scheme 2, where we selected 15 beneficiaries through 5 LCDs, and we gifted them, or we gave them cylinders with burners, filled with gas. We trained them also, and this time we decided that we are going to measure the impact of what we've done so that we can now scale to the next level. And in my presentation, you will see where the next level is. So, just a bit about the problem. We've talked so much about the depth, the usage of LPG in Nigeria is less than 20%. We can do much more. The Commissioner talked about the per capita consumption at 5 kg. We have about 5-6 kg. We can be much more. You heard about double digits from Morocco and Egypt. So we can be much more. Next slide, please. Okay, the EKO scheme 2, we selected the micro business persons, roadside vendors, the akara seller, the fried yam seller. We selected them and gave them bonus, cylinders, 15 persons, filled it up, and within 60 days, we invited the LCDAs and we taught them how to use LPG. We enlightened them, we increased awareness. We did that during those days, and we came back later. That was 2022. In 2023, we came back later to measure. And we did that with the help of Lagos State through the Director of Community Affairs, Mrs. Adetunji. Mrs. Adetunji, okay. Mrs. Adetunji of Community Affairs of Ministry of Local Government actually assisted with the M&E, with our PRO, Lekon, and then we visited the 15 persons. Out of these 15 persons, out of these 15 persons, so 3 of them were able to see. So one of the lessons learned is that you may give people equipment, but you will not find them to evaluate. And that's what digital technology will take care of. Normally, these 50 persons would have consumed something in the region of 1,500 kg per annum. But because these are business people, they were able to consume about 9,000. And I said, 12 out of the 15 were not able to reach 3. So you see the impact. So we didn't give homes, we gave businesses, and we're going to move to more of these businesses in the next phase. Okay, and the locations were Sura, Lagos Island, Uganda, Ikoton, Agboike, Agbado, Oke, Ikorodu North. And some of the leaders are here, you're welcome. Okay. Pictures of Ikondo, that's an Ikondo, and the DG and some of the executives. The training being done. This is the M&E. So we're able to. The key focus area of the M&E process was the impact assessment, progress on the usage of LPG gas, health and safety, and LPG availability in the area. So when you find out, is it easy for you to get LPG? Has it been safe-wise? How much have you spent? Is it easy for you to refill? And we got that. So we can be much more. Last year, the industry, according to Hydrosis, we did somewhere around 1.3 million, which should be 5 million tons according to World Bank and the World LPGA projection. The 12 persons, beneficiaries, we monitored and evaluated consumed 9,000 metric tons instead of what you would have achieved 1,500 if you had given to just households. Okay, now the next stage is to give 5,000 people across 2,000 actually, 2,000 plus across 57 LCDs in Lagos, and that would be about 169.58 kg per annum. I didn't help with it. So quickly, I'll talk about the lessons learned. One of the lessons learned is that people are available, beneficiaries are available to be evaluated. They are available to be evaluated. Want to go lessons learned quickly. Okay. So 12 out of 12 said they have access to LPG. 100% said they have better effect in the health. We also have someone share with us a testimony of her health. Is she around? Okay, so how it has really transformed her health and improved it. So 100% said they were fine with the health. There were no safety issues. Zero gas leakage, zero incidents. So it means our training works. There were no gas leakages, there were no safety incidents. None of our, I've talked about that. We also like to mention that, yes, LPG satisfaction rating got 86%, it's not 100%, and we have to point that out. So one of our beneficiaries stopped buying LPG because it was more expensive, she could not afford it. So it's interesting to know that even during that, even in that difficult moment, others were still using LPG. So 86% had 100% rating. Yes, above 80% satisfaction across locations. So we are aware that there are challenges in as much as there are benefits. Volume consumed, talking about 9,000. Deforestation savings. So the 9,000 kg consumed during the year amounts to the saving of 4,153 square meters. That is about 0.05 the size of Victoria Island. If we transform that to 2,000 plus, we'll be able to achieve somewhere in the range of 4 hectares. All right, that's the it has carbon saving also. At this time, we're not going to demonstrate carbon saving, in terms of numbers so that you can appreciate it, but there's a lot of carbon savings when you use LPG. I'll talk about some of the lessons learned, availability, beneficiary were willing to discuss during M&E. I'm willing to show up for M&E, yes. Out of the 5 LCDs, 1, we had 0 appearance in 1, so that challenge is there. For affordability, 86% of them were fine with it, so just 1 of them had issues with affordability. There's a widespread acceptability, so when we went for the M&E, some were saying we need more air quality ones and all that, so that's massive acceptability. Okay, beneficiary selection process needs improvement, of course. One of the beneficiaries give equipment to someone else, and incidentally that's the person that has this very interesting testimony of health improvement. So the process of selection has to be more stringent. So those who need it will be the one who gets it. And what data technology will do is, if you're not using it, we can track the cylinder, we can retrieve the cylinder, we can give to those who need it. Okay, now phase 2. Where are we going to? We want to get 50 LPG equipment LCD for the 57 LCDs in Nigeria. This is where we're going to. And it's going to cost us about 200 million plus. And we can't do it alone. As usual, we've had support from stakeholders across industries supporting us, and we are banking on individuals and corporations in the whole to make this happen. So, these are prayer. So I guess my presentation is here. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I actually didn't want you to stop. Your presentation is so sweet to my ears, and I'm like, this man should not stop. All right, we'll meet again next time. Let's put that together again for the chair for that presentation. All right, we will go to what is next. But just before we do that, I cannot but recognize the presence of our mother, Engineer EKO, Honorary Line Vice President at LCCI. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. As always, supporting us, at all of our events. Thank you so much, Engineer. All right, we will have the presentation by Mr. Adedapo Shegun, the Executive Vice President, downstream, NNPC Limited. Let's put hands together for Mr. Adedapo.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to stand for the existing protocol, but I must acknowledge my professional sitting, the President, Mr. Gabriel Idausa, FCA. Thank you. My name is Dr. Shegun. I'm an accountant by profession, currently the Executive Vice President, downstream for NPC. And it gives me great pleasure to be here today because adoption of LPG is a priority. It's just something we must do. And the President of the LPG Group has enumerated all the reasons why we must do this. He has given us a whole lot of numbers around what this means. nothing personal to me, personal to most people here. I have a daughter who's asthmatic, and the cleaner the air, the more likelihood that my daughter will not have a attack. So the president they talk about the health benefits. It's for all of us. It's not something. This is beyond business. I know the chamber is for business people, but this is beyond business. This is an imperative that goes beyond naira income. It speaks to the life expectancy in our country, which we know is poor. We can do something about it, and that's why I want to applaud the EKO gas scheme, Lagos State for the EKO gas scheme, and the LCCI gas LPG group for investing time, money, and efforts in this direction. Please let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. In my role, I have responsibility for a retail company that's involved in the distribution of LPG, and we're doing quite a lot to help the situation. I believe it has to speak on the challenges and opportunities for collaboration. The challenges are not unknown to us. We've talked about it here this morning. We've talked about affordability. If it's not affordable, even if the equipment is given out for free, it will not be used, as was recorded in that case where that beneficiary is not using LPG. So affordability is something we must address, and I cannot but acknowledge the action of governments recently waiving import duties and VAT on LPG and CNG, including the equipment. It shows that the government is putting its money where its mouth is, and we really must applaud that. There was quick action on the part of government saying the prices are creeping up and taking action immediately. Affordability also speaks to, recently with the steep increase in the NAFEX exchange rates, the price of LPG from LNG has gone up because the price is based on the NAFEX rates. And it creates a situation that government needs to address. I was in the office of the Honorable Minister of State Gas 2 days ago to discuss this with him and request for government intervention. Because, again, if it's not affordable, we won't make progress. Beyond affordability, availability is another issue. Maybe between 40 to 60% of our consumption today is sourced locally and the rest imported. We have to do more as a gas region, a gas country. We have about 200 TCF of gas in this country. And if we were to supply the entire world with its gas needs, we have enough in this country to last the entire world for 50 years. That's the truth. And we really then shouldn't be suffering for gas availability. spoken to the NLNG train 7 coming up, and a number of other producers making LPG available. We're also thinking and working towards blending onshore to improve availability. We have to totally eliminate the importation of LPG. It's not a thing of pride for us to be sitting on over 200 TCF of gas and we're still importing. Some people speak to, well, whether we should stop exporting and make sure we have domestic availability. We understand that the government has done enough to get the entire volume of LPG produced locally to be retained locally, so we don't have export of LPG. But there are other gases that are exported. The opportunity now is to increase the production of LPG and also increase capacity in blending that will give us the grade of LPG that we use for cooking in Nigeria. So it's something we are also working on. Our gas and power directorate is working on that to see how we can enable that. So we talked about affordability, we talked about availability. The top passive access. While the LPG group or the LCCI probably doesn't have as much of a problem, or states as much of a problem because Lagos State is largely urban. Access isn't the biggest issue, but for other parts of Nigeria, this is a major issue. You can have your money, and gas production can be there, but if you don't have access to it, nobody's selling it in your area, or then you can't use it. You have to still resort to biomass, and I recall the president of the LPG groups talking about the deforestation. We need to stop deforestation because the trees we're killing are the same trees that give us the oxygen we breathe. As we kill them, we're killing ourselves, and that's just plain simple. So for us in the NPC, we are looking to establish micro distribution centers, partner with small-scale businesses to provide that last mile reach. We can't take it to the households, but we can definitely facilitate that. So that's really very, very important. Now, part of the issue of affordability speaks to infrastructure, the infrastructure gap. It's a major problem for us, the lack of infrastructure. But we've seen some growth in that space. We've seen LPG skids ramp up significantly over the years in the country. People recognize that it's a viable business, and a lot of individuals and companies are going into this business. But when we look at the gap that we have to cover, we cannot continue to import LPG skids from, where is it now? Is it Turkey? I know most of us here are involved in the distribution of gas imported as skids from Turkey. And I know that the government is waiving import duties, but we need to collaborate, come together and say, how can we build this equipment here in Nigeria? The demand is huge and it's growing. We're doing less than 2 million tons per annum, and the goal is, according to the chairman or the president, is 5 million. That's the target for us to get to 80% usage of LPG by the year 2030. 2030 is just 6 years away. There's a lot to be done. To move from, yes, it was good, we moved from about 200,000 to 1.5, 1.6 in the space of maybe 9 years. If we did that in the space of 9 years, it means that we really have our work cut out for us to get to 5 million tons per annum in 6 years. We have to do about 3 or 4 times what we've done annually in the past 9 years, and that calls for focused commitments on the part of everyone, including the LPG group. It's good to acknowledge what you've done to date, but what I'm saying is there's so much more to be done. Now, enlightenment is also an area that we need to look at. A lot of people live below the poverty line, and ignorance is one of our major issues in the country. We need to deal with that. Government needs to help with that, make education affordable, because we can do everything if people don't understand the health benefits of switching to LPG. They may not do it. They may be able to afford it, but they may just like to stick with what they're traditionally used to. So enlightenment is a big part of it, especially talking about the health benefits. It's just important that we always talk about that. When we talk about LPG usage, we should always talk about the health benefits. Households that use biomass for cooking, I think the president reeled out a number of 60 to 90,000 deaths per annum from inhalation of poisonous gases. This can be avoided. This totally can be avoided. And it has its multiplier effects. 90,000 people die. 90,000 people that could have contributed to the economy. 90,000 people maybe representing 90,000 families that can do without that grief. So it goes way beyond the money. It touches our lives and it touches everything we do. I guess at this point, I don't know if I'm past my time. I have 10 minutes. But in conclusion, I'd like to say the opportunities for partnering. To get to the 5 million tons per annum from where we are, or if we get to the 5 million tons per annum from where we are, it will translate into over 20 million tons of CO2 avoided. And if you avoid 20 million tons of CO2 and you compute the carbon credits associated for each ton of CO2 avoided, it's 1 carbon credit. So for 20 million tons, you have 20 million carbon credits available out there. And this carbon credits trade for between $40 to $80 per credit. So there is about $1.6 billion available to be captured. And the scale at which we're doing business now would preclude us from really aggregating it. So that's where the room for collaboration is. There has to be that effort, that focused effort to collaboratively capture or get the benefits of this carbon credits. The Green Climate Fund is active in a lot of places around Africa, and they're providing funding. And a lot of organizations are buying these carbon credits to offset their carbon emissions. When the president spoke, he said, okay, we have calculated how much carbon credits we could have gotten, but we need to begin to do that now, and we need to do it on a very large scale, because there is $1.6 billion available just for conversion of cooking to LPG. So the banks also, we need the banks to collaborate, because funding is a challenge. And the banks must see this as a social imperative for them. It shouldn't be just business for the sake of business. The banks, the banking industry should come and provide some funding at reasonable rates for the acquisition of LPG infrastructure and equipment. That's where we will see the expansion that we desire. Like I said, we've moved from about 200 to about 1.6 million tons per annum in 9 years. But we need to move from that to 5 million tons within the space of 6 years. So we have our work cut out for us, and it will require all of us working together. We shouldn't compete in such a way that we destroy our businesses. There's space for everybody in the LPG business. We just need to collaborate, we need to aggregate, we need to scale up. Mergers and acquisitions, we should see more of that. We should see businesses voluntarily getting together and saying we have synergy benefits from coming together and creating a bigger organization. And for the LPG group of LCCI, Lagos should not be, you should not restrict yourself to Lagos. There are opportunities across the country. Lagos is just a tiny bit of the opportunity available. So I'd encourage you you are the leader countrywide. I would encourage you to take that leadership across the country and help deepen the adoption of LPG. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leon Chairman. Well delivered, clearly understood. All right, we'd like to recognize the presence of some of our leaders who joined us while big shots in the industry review, while the event was on. Engineer Ezekiel Additional Health Strategy, Nigeria LNG Limited. Let's put our hands together for additional. Thank you so much, Engineer. We also have with us one of our own, big boy, you must say, Mr. Collins Group, Chair of the London Group here at LCCI. Collins. Yeah, big man. He's my brother, yes. Thank you so much. We also have Mr. Emmanuel Omoje, MD Reynolds guys, also with us. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. All right, we will skip what's supposed to be the next to go to what we'll do. I'm told Mr. Agata Mwoke, who is supposed to give a testimony about one of the EKO gas beneficiaries. I'm told today is her birthday or her son's birthday or something. So Child's birthday, wow. So we need to give her that honor to give her testimony. Let's put our hands together for Mrs. Agata. Yes. I thought she was going to bring cake for us. Please come on.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. for this program again. This is making a year, getting 2 years now. When they do now, that forget to, they have honors. And that time, my dad just died. So I don't know how God carry me up to give me big gas and big cylinder. In fact, I'm very happy. They say for bus stop, long time for firewood and charcoal. Even able to see my Bible, no fit. My body, my chest, the thing they hook me. I don't know how I go do because my organ they do anything, and my children gave for school. If you know this queen. When the prophetess now is a school, high school, I don't know how I will do to leave the market. One time like this, when this program happened for getting, they come call me. I go, they carry the gas, give me. In fact, I'm using this gas, no any problem. In fact, anybody will go market. When you reach market, shine your eyes. And if you see a gold gas buyer, he will give you the normal thing where you like. He will give you the normal thing where you like. To bring green come. No be to do like firewood. In fact, a gold gas is good. So, as I use them, I don't see me now. As I get fine, I don't get problem again. My eyes, if you be anything now like the book, I will show you. Not be before when I know they see. Before my body they hot. I'm using firewood, so they, if I go stand up, no days. But as I pray for all people when join hands to do a gold cast, God will lift not honor up in Jesus' name. I don't have any other thing to say, but I thank God for a gold cast. Thank you.
Put your hands together for Mrs. Agatha. In case you cannot see us, can't you see me now? I'm more beautiful, which is true. Thank you so much. So, yeah, Madam Agatha, I need you to take a picture with our president. Yes. That's correct. You're taking a picture with fine people, so you come find. Alright, thank you so much, Ms. Agatha, thank you. Let's put hands together for her again. Alright, she is one of the beneficiaries. I tell you, if you bring all of them, we will be here doing this testimonial today. But just use our point as a point of reference for all the beneficiaries. Right now, I'm told we to have 2 questions. Mr. Chairman, sir. Godwin Okodua. Yes, so how do you want us to run the question? Are they writing or they do a show of hands? Just 2, okay. Okay, yes, 1. Yeah, female first. Yes, mommy. 1. Going. Okay, let's take mommy then. Ma'am. Derek, can you get out the microphone? Yes. Mr. Chair, if the question is directed to you, don't go. Chairman, sir. Okay. Your question, ma'am.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Folashade Adebayo, and this is actually my very first time of coming together here. And unfortunately, my questions are to be answered by people that have left. But notwithstanding, I will still ask the questions. Like I said, this is my first time here, and I'm one of the micro distributors of cooking gas. I own a gas plant, and I'm new, and I'm here looking for a mentor. I am here looking for opportunities to grow the business. Now, my first question goes to the Commissioner, the Honorable Commissioner for Lagos State of Energy and Mineral Resources, as well as Mr. Godwin Okodua. I must say, well done on the EKO gas scheme that has been introduced. But however, I would like to know how those cylinders were being distributed. What outlets? I don't know. I don't know whether they have plant owners here like me, or maybe it's just the very big ones, operating like the NIPCO, the Rain Oil, and all others. I don't know whether I have people like me in this. But looking at thinking through how I think we should operate, we should empower, the gas plant owners, just like Madam Ogodua has been empowered and her life is getting better. So I would have appreciated a situation whereby each LDA, recognizes an LCCI gas plant owner. So through the gas plants, those cylinders will go to the likes of Madam Okodua. And by so doing, those plant owners also, they are increasing their own customer base. That is one. Two, my question also goes to the Executive Vice President of NNPC. The discussion he talked about today is about challenges, collaboration, opportunities with deepening of LPG. And when they talk about challenges, what are the challenges confronting the gas plant owners just like me? Before you can think of setting up a gas plant, let me use myself as an example. When I lost my job, you know how it is in Nigeria, and looking for what to do, I turned into, my mind went to gas, thinking that, it's an everyday use. So on a daily basis, I will have customers coming. But before I can even muster fund to get a land, it took years. Before I could, get all the processing approvals through DPR and all of them together, I must tell you, it took me 6 solid years before I could start last year. That is a challenge facing the gas plant owners. And how can government come to our aid? That's one challenge. Another challenge is the challenge of expansion. Because when you have my little knowledge in this 1 year, when you have a gas plant and you don't have a bobtail, you're on your own. And before you realize it, your working capital plus your profit will not be enough to replace the products. So where are we? One would just be very frustrated. So my advice to NNPC, because they talk about micro distribution scheme, I would have loved him to specify exactly the target groups that they are referring to. Is it the likes of myself, or the likes of Madam Okodua, or which other one? Because they have a lot of petrol stations littered around the whole of the country. So for some of us that don't have enough capital to get land, we can partner with NNPC in their existing location and we trade there. That is one. And then when they talk about skid plant also, I know I've been hearing a lot, and I know intervention fund. What exactly or where exactly is this intervention flowing into? Because me, I'm not feeling it. So I'm just thinking that, if government really wants to intervene, they can, bring in more skid plants,
Right.
and identify locations where gas plant owners can utilize. Then it talks about pulling together of plant owners to buy. It talks about collaboration, aggregation, scaling up, and synergy. For us to come together as plant owner association or whatever we can call it, we can have a synergy, just like independent gas owners, independent petrol owners. They have a group. We can have a group and synergize, whereby we can also be buying directly from LNG, and we will not be frustrated, with the big ones just suffocating us with exorbitant prices day in, day out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I call these are your thoughts, and I believe they are very valid. Unfortunately, the man from LPG just stepped out, but I will advise you can put all this up in a document or something. I can assure you it will be attended. Thank you so much. That's the last person. Yes. Okay, wants to answer. Okay, response. Okay, that's fine.
Good evening, good morning, everybody. So, Madam, I want to answer your first question. Your first comment was about how we distributed the cylinders to the recipients, the beneficiaries. What happened is that we have a partnership between LCCI LPG Group, the CDCs and CDAs, and we picked 5 CDs, local governments. We went to the CDCs in there. The CDC chairman, now together with the local government, decided who the beneficiaries would be in those areas. So it wasn't something that we picked on our own. The CDC's chairman are here, seated with us there in front of you there. That's how we picked the beneficiary. We weren't able to know who would be the one that would be within the area who would need it most, so we had to rely on them. We've been doing this with them since 2012, and that's how we're going. As to how we will, if we raise enough funds, how we will distribute in all the LCDA, 57 LCDAs of Lagos, we will still go back to the CDCs, and we will still go back to Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, plus local government ministry, to see the best way to distribute across all the 57 local governments. I just want to clear that. I don't know if somebody will be able to help you with the DPR licenses, because I feel your pain as well.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, fortunately, I'm a member of this LCCI, and I must say we're doing a fantastic work. All I can say is to keep it up. I can tell you one thing not to me, because your current chairman is my head of LPG in Falcon. And I can tell you one thing, he's a very, very tenacious young man. And currently he's developing a program for us to utilize Falcon and ensure that LPG is distributed to the groups and trainees, not only of Lagos, particularly in the West, but also in the East of Nigeria. We are doing everything possible. He's building a program. We call it a fantasy distribution model. This model is geared to not only will it keep, because for us, LPG, first and foremost, is a social, we take it as a social problem that must be solved, first and foremost, before we look at profit. I hear, madam, I hear your pains. I can feel your pains. I know the question relative at NWC has nothing to do with NWC. It has to do with the policy makers. The policy makers actually sit down, realize we have the thinking of gas. It's not just natural gas, it's just for LPG. We should bring in natural gas for everybody's use, for cars, for everybody. But we need, first and foremost, to take LPG to reduce the release of Nigeria. We need to increase our utilization for everybody. You just limited your problems to get your licenses and everything. And I said, I feel severally, we also try to collect people, go to the business, and I feel the pains when they come back to give us feedback on whatever is happening to them. All of us even if you want us as a member of LCCI, I mean, and put up a case, put up obligations for the policy leaders, because we can articulate what should be done, how it should be done, to ensure that this thing goes straight. But they listen. The way that we are here, we have members of contacts help us be able to achieve and make sure that we're able to get the listening ears of the government. Let them understand. We have a duty. I have a duty as a member of the because for me, a lot of this are social in nature, not for profit. But it will make profit. It's not too well, but that becomes a second consideration. We're not able to do that, and all of us in the system, we will understand. After my voice to your volume is small, and that is true. Your volume is small. LNG cannot bring gas to you. Bring it to your people where you want. It has to be boosted. Therefore, you must need a storage facility. So whoever is storage, they can't get the allocation. But what it means is that if you have a flat somebody in a given area, then you are subsumed under maybe a certain group of platforms that they owe you a responsibility. Because that's what we want to do. Get our own landowners under an association that is given to us. And what it means is that any project we have, you don't sell it, you channel it to them. But having said that, the price, we should never allow anybody who inflates prices of LPG, because I think it's criminal. Let me use that word, but that's what it is. It is criminal for anybody who increase prices, village people, because they're fighting them. We come here, we shout every day, how do we increase the utilization of LPG? And then we go back, we line our pockets, but the problem is supposed to be the suffering. Then I should take this where tell us that we ensure it doesn't happen again. Ladies and gentlemen, I think by the time this young man is done with processing volume without, we send it to them, bring the system will discuss it, and then we'll take it to areas where we can utilize it. Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Felix Ekundayo. I'm the president of Nigeria LP Gas Association. I don't normally talk in this deep baritone, but I'm intimidated by everybody, so I've changed my voice for the occasion. Madam, your pain, we understand. Even when the PIB, when it was a bill before it became an act, we were contacted to review some of the steps in there, and we felt that many of them were not appropriate for an environment where you want to have ease of doing business. 6 years to go from employment to entrepreneurship is frankly ridiculous. I I don't use diplomatic language, I apologize. It's not for a country that wants to grow, not for a country that wants to grow gas fast. What we do is we try and do advocacy and support in terms of trying to shorten that timeline. But there's only so much that can be done where the process steps are just too many. And we have, on many occasions, indicated that the process steps are too many and quite frankly pointless. Sometimes, really, they are just collection gates and not really adding value to what the entrepreneur wishes to do. We work collaboratively with LCCI. Okay, so if you're a member of LCCI, you want to apply through LCCI, we will do everything we can to assist you to navigate the path that goes to anybody who's having the same kind of problem. Thank you.
Okay, okay, let us have a comment, Mr. Chair. She raised her hand, so in a minute, your comment.
Yeah.
Or questions.
Good morning, everybody, and all the protocols observed. My name is Bimbo Ona. I am the Managing Director of Big Trust Insurance Brokers Limited of LCCI also, and I must, apart from every other person, I must acknowledge the presence of Dr. Emiano, First Executive Secretary of Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers. Now, my point is this. Apart from every other thing that has been mentioned, I just wanted to say something to my, the lady spoke there. In terms of collaboration with the Nigerian NNPC, there's something she said which I would like to bring to your notice from an insurance perspective and insurance point of view. You cannot have on the same location somebody selling petrol and somebody selling gas. It's really, it's plenty, it's everywhere, but that doesn't make it right. We're talking of the volatility of those two, whether you want to call them gases, whether you want to call, whatever ingredient you want to call them, you have volatility with petrol and you have volatility with gas. So putting the two of them together from the insurance perspective, I don't think it is very, very okay. Having said so, I want to say that there should be some degree of emphasis on the female human being, as you can well see. There should be some degree of emphasis on empowering female human beings as far as the issue of this gas proliferation is concerned, because they are the ones who are at the receiving end to a very, very, very large extent. Genderless, say anything you want to say.